principal? No, Sandy's right here.
I'll let her.
The time is now 5 o'clock. I call this board meeting of the Granbury Independent School District to order. Let the record show that the meeting was duly posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, and there is a quorum present. Dr. Glenn?
And turn my mic on. Thank you, Madam President. Just real quick, we do have 21 seats reserved in the front row. We have a big night of achievement spotlights, and we have our principal speaking. So as soon as we get through with achievement spotlights, we will open up all of those seats, but we want to make sure that parents and kids have the opportunity to come in. So that should go pretty quick because it's at the front of the meeting. And Mr. Clark, if you'll make sure that word gets out to the auditorium, they'll have additional seats open up as soon as Achievement Spotlight's over.
The time is now 5:01. This board will adjourn into executive session pursuant to the following sections. 551.074, discussion of officers, employees, and personnel matters. I call this meeting of the Granbury Independent School District back to order. We're out of recess, and at this time, I would like Cadet Captain Julia Cernick to come forward and lead us in the invocation. Thank you, Julia.
As we gather to recognize the achievements and to honor the accomplishments of Granbury students, let us pray. O Holy Spirit, let us give thanks for days like these when we can pause to reflect on life's accomplishments. We ask your blessing upon these young women and men who we honor today for their achievements. We celebrate their capacity for creativity, for critical thinking, and for focused effort. We are grateful that they and their families entrust Granbury's faculty and staff to engage them intellectually, morally, and spiritually. Thank you for their confidence to discover and explore new possibilities and knowledge to discern what is right and good and just. Guide the members of the school board to meaningful decisions and lay blessings on each of them as they deliberate tonight's meeting. Support our honored student leaders as they continue to make a difference in the world and lead a life for the greater glory of God. Let the student honored here today continue to seek your greater good in themselves and in their neighbors. May they go forth and set the world aflame so we may see their light. In your precious holy name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Julie. At this time, I invite the Acton Elementary School representatives forward. They will lead us in the pledge.
Good evening, Dr. Glenn, Dr. Harrington, Board of Trustees. It's an honor to be here tonight representing Acton Elementary. Typically, we bring students with us to lead the pledges to spotlight student achievement or a campus initiative, but this month we brought a few of our incredible staff members with us. The staff members here with us represent the 80-plus staff members that call Acton home. As many of y'all know, last month our campus experienced the loss of Susan Moore, a beloved fourth grade teacher at AES. Susan was a respected teacher and an integral part of our AES family. Anytime you walked by her classroom, you saw her doing what she did best, which was loving and leading her students well. During her 16-year career in education, Ms. Moore impacted hundreds of students' lives, and she is deeply missed by all that knew and loved her. It is often in the darkest skies that we see the brightest stars, and in the hours, days, and weeks following Susan's death, our already incredible AES staff turned into true heroes. Their steadfast commitment to this profession, to the call that the Lord has placed on their life, to the students and families they so diligently serve, to each other, all of these things and more were made known in hundreds of big and small ways. They walked their students through the loss of their teacher with incredible care and compassion, recognizing that this might be some students' first experience with loss and with grief. They loved and cared for one another. They stepped up to love and support the Moore family in indescribable ways. We have no doubt that the Moore family will forever be a part of our AES family because of the bond that was forged during this time. They continued to teach despite the unimaginable grief that they were facing from losing one of their closest and dearest friends, from losing their mother-in-law. This last week, they welcomed a new teacher to their team with open arms. They continue to show up each and every day in order to love and serve and teach the students entrusted to them. In the darkest sky, they were the brightest stars. The blessing that comes from working in Granbury ISD is that we don't have to walk down roads like this alone. Without hesitation, district leaders and staff made their presence known in an instant, wrapping their arms around us and providing constant support to our students and staff. Dr. Glenn and his team, Leah Dawson and the GISD counseling team, Stacy Brown and the team from curriculum and instruction, Shelley Kurtzinger and the special education team leaders and staff from every campus. The list goes on and on and on. And while we never may be able to repay them, the beauty is that we don't have to, because that's what family does. Family loves and supports each other during difficult times. In the darkest sky, they were the brightest stars, and we are grateful for them. We are grateful and incredibly proud to work for Granbury ISD. To know Susan was to love her, and you could not see her big smile without smiling. In return, she was known for her smile. One of our staff members made stickers with the slogan, "Smile like Susan," in honor of her, and we brought one for each of you tonight. What a legacy Susan lives, and may we all strive to live and love like she did. At this time, the staff members that are with me tonight will introduce themselves before leading us in the pledges.
I'm Sarah Moore, Susan's daughter-in-law, and two of her granddaughters, Caroline and Dawson.
Mallory Myers, one of the assistant principals.
I'm Connie Olshig, and I was lucky enough to teach with Susan every day, and it was a true honor.
I'm Kristen Murray, and ditto that. I'm also a fourth grade teacher.
Haley Briggs, instructional specialist.
Jill Jernigan, counselor at Acton Elementary. Please stand and join us in the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you so much.
At this time, I'll turn the achievement spotlight over to Dr. Glenn.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight, we begin with our Granbury High School MCJROTC Best in the Nation program. And I see Jamie Robinson on the agenda, but I'm thinking we're going with the Colonel. No. We'll go by rank.
There we go. So, thank you, school board. Thank you, Dr. Glenn, for having us out here to recognize our kiddos. Just a quick story. So Dr. H sent me an email, I don't know, a couple hours ago. Hey, can we have one of your kiddos do the invocation? So Julia did that invocation, drop of a hat. So that's just an example of, the talent that we have. I think, the hallmark of a good leader is not really the leader itself, it's surrounding yourself with good people. She's a great example of that. So I'm going to have Ms. Reed check her invocation for AI later on tonight. So, but I tell you what, that's one example of the kiddos that we have. Rather than hear me talk about the great things that we accomplished last year, I'm going to turn it over to my battalion commander and have her talk about the things that introduce her staff this year. So thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Wells, the current battalion commander of the Granbury MCJROTC program. With me tonight is the second in command, Cadet Major Trinity Strife, our senior enlisted Cadet Sergeant Major Hutchison, our operations officer, Cadet Major Seaborn, and our two company commanders, Cadet Captain Zernick and Weddle. I would like to give my thanks to the school board for recognizing the battalion and all its accomplishments. The battalion this year received the McCroa Outstanding Unit Award for the third year in a row. This achievement is huge as it only goes to 4 units worldwide every year, and it is unheard of to win for 3 years consecutively. We were also named a Naval Honor School for the 10th year in a row. To qualify for these awards, community service hours, cadet involvement in student activities, academic awards, public affair involvement, and team accomplishments are taken into consideration. This means our program is in the top 10% of the MCJROTC programs in Region 5. In fact, our teams are known for their dedication to before and after school practice that leads to their many successes. We had our academics, physical training, robotics, and rifle team compete and place at state and national level competitions. In its first year, the orienteering team won a state level competition. Our rifle team has won the National JROTC Rifle Championships for the 6th year in a row. And additionally, our academics team plays at the national level at the Junior Leadership and Academic Bowl for only the 2nd time in program history. Their commitment to improvement is a driving force of the success of our program. Last year, our seniors received over $2.1 million in scholarships. We had 8 seniors who enlisted in the armed services, 7 who are now attending college, and 1 that is attending an academy. As you can see, our battalion's success is quite impressive. However, their success comes from the people who support our cadets the most. To the parents and guardians, I thank you for your unconditional support of your cadet. I'd also like to thank the instructors who continue to push us to strive for excellence. It is impossible to run such a successful program without the guidance of these 3 gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Casey, First Sergeant Rositas, and Mr. Becker. Again, I would like to thank the school board for recognizing the many accomplishments of the program on the behalf of the battalion. Semper Fi.
Thank you, Colonel Casey, First Sergeant Rositas, Mr. Becker. We appreciate all you do for Granbury ISD. It's always an honor. Do we have any parents here tonight of any of those individuals? Stand up if you're a parent. None. They are out. They're like, we do that a lot. They're outside. Awesome. At this time, we're going to do the Granbury High School College Board honorees. And now we will call up Mr. Jamie Robinson, high school principal.
Well, good evening, everybody. And that's a hard act to follow just now. That's stellar. But this is another incredible moment for Granbury and Granbury High School. So the Big Future College Board, there's an organization that looks at many students across the board. So during your sophomore or junior years, you have to have a 3.5 GPA, and you can apply to get this certain award. And so any students that nominate or identify as African American or Black, Hispanic or Latino, Indigenous or Native, or attend high school in a rural area or small town can apply. So this week, we get to celebrate several students from Granbury High School. And are y'all here tonight? They're here in spirit. So are they out in the hallway? Okay, listen to me. Where are you at? Oh, you're right behind me. I was all looking back. Okay. Well, come on up. So, so come on up. Come on up. I was like, I saw a couple of them. Awesome. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them come up and introduce themselves, and we're so proud of you. And I was like, I just saw a couple of them, and they're right behind me. So I'm so proud of you. You have made GHS very proud, and we know you have great futures ahead. So come on up.
My name is Ashley Ann Jensen, and I'm a senior at Granbury High School.
My name is Avery Young, and I am a junior at Granbury High School.
My name is Emily LaCrone, and I'm a senior at Granbury High School.
My name is Riley Morris, and I'm a senior at Granbury High School.
My name is Pete O'Carroll, and I'm a junior.
My name is Anna Torres, and I'm a junior at Granbury High School.
My name is Corbin Jacobs, and I'm a junior at Granbury High School.
My name's Eli Cisco, and I'm a junior at Granbury High School.
My name is Cadence Morset, and I'm a senior at Granbury High School.
Now, I know these kids have some parents. Will these parents please rise so we can recognize you as well? Great job. All right, well done, well done. Thank you, Mr. Robinson, and all the teachers, not only Granbury High School, but the ones that helped them get to that point as well. All right, this time, we'll pause for just a second. Another round of applause outside. Hey, principals, yeah, there you go. If we can create some room and we can pull the reserve seating off. Chief Clark? Chief Clark, are there any more waiting outside? Yes. We're waiting outside. All right, so I think we've appreciate your patience with that tonight. We had a lot of recognitions. Also want to thank those of you who were in the foyer. I heard you applauding our kids as they went through. I appreciate that, and I know their parents appreciate that as well. At this time, we still have one more recognition that we need to complete tonight. It is the recognition for the Purple Star designation. The Purple Star campus designation recognizes Texas school districts and charter schools that show their support and commitment to meeting the unique needs of military-connected students and their families. This special honor was created by the 86th Texas legislature through Senate Bill 1557. 13 campuses in Region 11 received this honor. 10 of those campuses are in Granbury Independent School District. Yes. Too much. So I still have more to read. In Granbury ISD, we recognize the challenges military-connected students often face when transitioning schools. And by fostering an environment that embraces their unique experiences, these schools are creating a nurturing atmosphere where every student can thrive. Each campus that earned a Purple Star campus designation will receive a letter from the Commissioner of Education, a high-resolution Purple Star campus logo, a designation banner, and a profile on texasschools.gov designating this honor. The campus principals will also receive a plaque for their leadership of a Purple Star campus. Please join me in celebrating their efforts toward achieving this designation. Campus principals are accepting everything on behalf of their campus and their campus liaisons who helped them achieve this honor last year and establish the program. First up, on behalf of Emma Robertson Elementary School, will be Kelly Pollock, and her campus liaison was Sherry Doucette. For Acton Elementary School, Maggie Walton, and campus liaison Shauna McPherson. Thank you. Our communications director wants me to point out that we are the largest school district in the state of Texas to have every campus recognized for the Purple Star designation. Julie Row Leader, Bacchus Elementary, and her campus liaison was Deanna Payne. Sandy Ruiz at Bronner Elementary School, and her, you guys are killing me. And her campus liaison was Charlie Henderson. Oakwoods Elementary, Principal Chelsea Gibson and Liaison Jessica Cossey. Mambrino Elementary, Melissa Shipp, Campus Liaison Molly Wisenhunt. Acton Middle School, Jennifer Pennington, Campus Liaison Tiffany Biggs. Granbury Middle School, Dr. Andy Smith, Campus Liaison Misty Ingmeyer. Stars High School, Campus Principal Margaret Rodriguez, Liaison Nicole Lewis. And Granbury High School, Campus Principal Jamie Robinson and his liaison Danny Gidry. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the importance of the campus liaisons in making this happen and their commitment to our district. At this time, we'd also like to recognize the Naval Joint Base Reserve School Liaison that helped us achieve this, and that is Heather James. And so truly the effort took place not only with the campuses, but also with the Naval Liaison. So it took a team, also somebody from the district level that went above and beyond to make it happen. So I have a special award for the leadership level at Central Office, which came from Tammy Clark. And again, thank you all for being here, and truly, I appreciate the celebration and the accolades, because I know a lot of work went into this for our staff and also the parents and community members that were involved. And it's a huge deal for our district. And what's incredible is now down at the Texas Education Agency, whenever they talk about how to become a Purple Star district, they're already pointing them our way, saying, go talk to Granbury ISD. They know how to make it happen. And so it's something we're very proud of. And so, Madam President, with that, we have finished achievement spotlights for the evening.
Wow, what a night. And for those of you that are sitting out there and haven't been recognized for anything, but you're a teacher here, we need to honor you also, because this doesn't happen without every one of you. So thank you. At this time, we will move to the superintendent's report. Dr.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a few things. First, I do want to say that we've received the preliminary first rating, which is the financial rating system of Texas. It looks like once again Granbury ISD will have a superior financial rating. But more importantly, I do want to congratulate our CFO, Emmett Whitefield. Not only is it a superior rating this year, which we've become accustomed to under his leadership, he actually received, he and his team, a perfect financial score of 100. So congratulations, Mr. Whitefield. I want to thank Mr. Jones and his staff and also our campus principals. We are finally fully staffed. Got the last two hired in, or we'll have them hired in shortly. And so we're glad the district is fully staffed. Also, Ryan Cox, our Director of Communication, not only does he keep me on point with announcements and achievement spotlight, but he has done a tremendous job putting information out related to the VATRE and bond election, which, as you know, you called the election for November 7th. He has put a lot of factual information on our district website, and certainly anyone that's here tonight or watching online, if you have questions about the VATRE or bond, not only can you go there for answers, but if you have questions that he has not already answered, there's a link where you can ask questions and he'll get it up for you. And I know he is working closely with Mr. Whitefield to put a calculator up to where individuals can actually see their 2022 tax rate and appraisal and compare it to the 2023 proposed rate. So a lot of work goes into that, and Ryan, we're glad to have you on the team and appreciate what you do. Also, he's not here this evening, but Brian Crothers is our Director of Transportation, and I know early on when it was 110 degrees and we were running buses, there were a lot of hiccups. I want to thank our parents and our students and our staff for our patience with that. If you're not aware, they drive almost 5,500 miles a day if you were to combine every route that we run as a district. This district has a huge geographic area. And so to put that in perspective, it's like driving across the United States and back. So it's a lot of miles that our drivers put in, and it puts a lot of wear and tear on our buses. And so we're proud to say that the drivers and our maintenance department, especially at transportation, deserve a shout out for keeping our buses up and running through a lot of adversity, especially with the extreme heat. Finally, I want to give a shout out to our give a shout out to a couple of our coaches, Coach Shahan in volleyball, Coaches Adams and Brown in cross country. Their seasons are underway and doing well. And also a special shout out to Coach Galindo. As many of you know, Coach Galindo started the year late. He had retired and then unretired to help out the football team. And he is our interim head football coach. He struggled through a little adversity here in the last couple of weeks, but with his leadership, it's really been handled well, and we appreciate all that Sonny Galindo does. Hopefully he's watching tonight. And then finally, just to let everybody know, we are in audit season, so as everybody gets back to school and kids are back in school and things begin to settle down, our office picks up as we prepare for the annual audit, which we hope to have presented to you guys in December. Madam President, that's all we have tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Graham. At this time, we'll go to the public forum. We will speak first. The first folks to speak will be speaking on agenda items. You may have noticed some new posters as you entered the building. I would remind you that September the 1st, we are under a new law, under Texas Penal Code 42.05. A person commits an offense if with the intent to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting, procession, or gathering, he obstructs or interferes with the meeting, procession, or gathering by physical action or verbal utterance. An offense under this section is a Class B misdemeanor. This is your warning. This board will not tolerate individual catcalls or responses to speakers, nor will we tolerate outbursts between factions. If you choose to disrupt this meeting with verbal utterances, you will be removed from this meeting immediately. We will now begin with the first speaker. Each of you speakers who are speaking to agenda items will have 3 minutes. Susan Wood.
Hi.
Susan, will you give your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Susan Wood. I live here in Granbury, 2315 Lakewood Court. I've worked in and for schools in a variety of educational roles for over 20 years, as a counselor, a teacher, an administrator, and a volunteer. I've witnessed firsthand the challenges that face public schools, including struggles with funding, overcrowding, infrastructure, and student health. So I commend you for the outstanding work that you've done with our finances and our programs, as we have seen here today. Currently, our community is being distracted by unfounded allegations of porn in our libraries and by the behavior of some of our trustees. This has caused confusion and divisiveness. Dealing with these distractions has impaired your ability to work towards your real goals, being good stewards of our finances and meeting the needs of our students and staff. The remedy for this is to refocus on quality public education for all of our children. Facts, not fear, will help us work together to build a better future for our students. I ask that our board members let go of their personal agendas and work together for the benefit of all of our students, as they are sworn to do. Public schools are the bedrock of every community, but in small town like ours, they're especially important. GISD is one of the largest employers in Granbury and is a key part of the town's social and economic life. I've spoken before about the importance of making Granbury an education destination. I hope this continues to be the focus of GISD's strategic plan. Great teachers lead to great schools. Great schools lead to families who want to move here and join our community, resulting in economic growth. In order for this vision to become a reality, all of our families need to feel welcome and know they have a place here in Granbury. Our Constitution assures us that we all belong and that we all have a voice. Another key to creating an education destination is our educators. Our kids need and deserve amazing teachers. They are a school's greatest assets, yet some would have you believe our teachers are liabilities. This is not true. In order for campus improvement plans to be successful, we need competitive salaries and a work environment that will attract and keep the highest quality educators available. We need to support them, not only with salaries, but with our words and our actions as well. I've heard others say we need to go back to basics, that if we just cut all the extracurricular activities and the career education programs, we won't need to pass a bond. But one of the greatest benefits of public education is how our curriculum and our programs engage, motivate, and enhance all aspects of a child's life. Yes, students need to be held to high standards when it comes to reading, writing, and math. But GISD is so much more than that. We need to continue supporting our children with GISD's incredible programs that provide unique learning opportunities to engage our young people and prepare them for success beyond their GISD years. I firmly believe that we can and will remain fiscally responsible while continuing to use district funds strategically. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wood. Janice Lee. Janice Lee. And will you, I'm sorry, Janice, and will you introduce yourself again and give us your address?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Janice Lee. I'm at 107 Kessler. Good evening, board members, administration, staff, parents, and citizens. I'm here today to speak about campus improvement on a multitude of levels. First and foremost, as an energy professional, I see huge opportunities for major cost savings and drastically lower energy bills. With some very simple lighting upgrades over the course of 10 years, we can save a tremendous amount of district funding, specifically exterior. And I ask that as part of the upcoming campus improvement plans, lighting audits and the intention to replace inefficient technology be part of that initiative. I also come to you as a former employee. During the summer, I was able to give my time to the high school and was able to gain insight in regards to the inner workings of the school. When I say I have a new appreciation for the hard work and dedication that this staff bestows upon our children, I am not lying. Unfortunately, I do need to add one suggestion. The ability to perhaps provide audio recordings in areas where security might be in question might be a good addition. I myself was caught up in some confusion during one particular day that I processed a tremendous number of volunteers during a school supply event. Had audio recording been available, the true facts regarding perceived conversations and some visitors' intentions might have been more readily available to our public. Perhaps community would not currently be so torn regarding all of this she said business. All of this is ripping us apart. For any parents or staff that I have ever personally had the pleasure to assist over this past summer, any students that I've been able to assist in any way, I want you to know that I will not tell a lie, nor will I ever be a liar. I am always the person that I will always be. I stand here, standing behind my statements, and that will never change. Can you imagine if this were a more serious situation, or perhaps, heaven forbid, a hostage situation? The value of an audio recording in those instances would be invaluable. I spoke tonight not to throw this back into the realm of all of our conversations, but because I don't have a bone to pick in either side. Our students and our staff should be the winners. Overall, I'm so confident that we have so many more improvements than just utility bills, than lighting improvements, than discussing library situations to solve. We have major decisions regarding our campus improvements. All of that takes money. I ask all of the people sitting in the crowd today, everybody watching online, all the keyboard warriors, when it comes time to sit and look at the numbers, don't be led. Study. Understand the facts for yourself. Sit down. Understand the information. Listen. Don't just listen to your party. Don't just listen to your side. Put your students first. Thank you.
Thank you. Shelley Kissinger. Name and address, please.
My name is Shelley Kissinger, 1407 Spanish Oak Drive. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I am a GHS alumni, class of 98, third generation Granbury resident, and I'm currently raising the fourth generation of my 3 children. I would like to take this opportunity to share with you my experience growing up in the district for those who may be new to our community. When I saw campus improvement plan and strategic planning updates would be discussed tonight, it prompted me to look back on all the changes that occurred while I was in school. As an adult, I have a unique opportunity to look back with gratitude and also look forward with hope for our future generations. I attended Bacchus Elementary the second year the campus was open back in 1988. I'm grateful that the community and board members of the late 80s recognized the need to add a new elementary. Because of their commitment to the students of GISD, those hallways were not only a blessing then, they are today as well, 36 years later. 4th and 6th grade, I attended Granbury Intermediate School. The majority of that building no longer exists. What remains is being used by Weatherford College. The summer of my 7th grade year marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. My 8th grade class was the first class to split between the 2 middle schools. This was the moment our town divided. Some of us stayed, and we watched our classmates move on to the new, shiny Meadows Middle School. I'm not going to lie, it was a little rough transition and adjustment as a preteen. Meadows Middle School no longer exists as such. It is what you know now as Bronner Elementary. A building that was designed for 7th and 8th graders is being used to house K through 5. The early 90s was the most dramatic change of my time in GISD. My freshman year, 1994, construction began to make major improvements to the high school. We had a detached English building and a sea of portables in the back. The growth was inevitable and the community answered the call to action. All 4 years of my high school was different stages of construction. By the end, the school was one building and no portables. Although I didn't get a chance to enjoy those amazing improvements, my children are walking those halls today. I was voted most spirited for the class of '98 and also won the Fighting Heart Award for Lady Pirate Soccer. My love for this district and community is deeply rooted, and I will continue my fighting spirit for the students, teachers, admin, and staff of GISD. Thank you again to the community and board members of the 80s and 90s for not only recognizing the needs, but agreeing on solutions and taking action. Now it's our turn to do the same for the students today and the future.
Thank you, Ms. Blake. Ms. Kissing, please. Brooke Bleeker.
Sorry for my loud flip-flops, just ignore that. Hi, my name is Brooke Bleeker. I'm 1800 West Spanish Trail Drive. Ladies and gentlemen of the school board and our community, I, as a parent, community member, and a dedicated teacher, stand before you today with a heart full of hope and concern for the future of our children and the quality of education they deserve. It is with deep sincerity that I address you in this critical moment. Our schools are not just buildings, they are sanctuaries of knowledge, growth, and opportunity. They are the very foundation upon which the dreams and aspirations of our children are built. We as educators, parents, and community members bear a sacred responsibility to nurture and protect that foundation. Today, we find ourselves at a crossroads. We have proposed a bond that has the potential to transform so many aspects of our school and to provide our students with the resources and facilities they need and deserve. But regrettably, we also face division within our community. I urge all of those in our community who have reservations to put aside your personal differences and political agendas. Let us remember the fundamental principle that should guide all of our decisions: the children. Our students are not pawns in a political game. They are future doctors, teachers, engineers, artists, and leaders. They deserve the very best we can offer them. This bond represents an investment in their future, an investment in our district, and an investment in the betterment of our community. I hope we can rise above the discord and focus on what truly matters. Let us come together in unity, not only for the sake of our children, but for the strength and resilience of our community. It is only through collaboration and a shared vision that we can ensure a brighter tomorrow for our students. Furthermore, I encourage each and every one of you, as concerned citizens and voters, to carefully consider candidates running for our school board. It is imperative that we choose individuals who are driven by a genuine commitment to our children in Granbury ISD. We must select representatives who are guided by a passion for education, rather than personal gain or political posturing. And in these challenging times, it's essential to be discerning in the information we consume. There are those who seek to divide us, who do not support public schools, and who may not even reside in our community. I urge you to use your best judgment when gathering information and listening to those around you. I want to emphasize there are countless of educators within our community that you all personally know, who experience the daily joys and challenges of education. We are here to answer questions, to share our insights, and work together for the betterment of our schools. Thank you, and may we choose the path that leads to a future where our schools thrive, our children flourish, and our community prospers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gibbs. Ms. Baker. Coleman Gibbs.
Thank you. I'm Coleman Gibbs. I live at 5702 Choctaw Drive in De Cordova. I teach 6th grade technology at Acton Middle School, and I wanted to explain from a teacher's perspective why it is imperative that we pass the bond and the VATRE this fall for the students of GISD. We need more human resources in the schools. We need more teachers, paraprofessionals, and substitutes. We need more bus drivers, custodians, and cafeteria service personnel. We need competitive pay to be able to hire them. Not enough people are applying because 20 minutes down the road are ISDs that pay higher. After retirement, a teacher's annual retirement pay is based on their 5 highest years of pay, and so experienced teachers reaching the last 5 years of their career are leaving the district to heighten their retirement pay for the rest of their lives. We are losing our best experienced teachers that know how to set up systems that work. There are currently unfilled teaching positions in GISD. This raises the student-to-teacher ratio. When a position is unfilled, the teaching roles around that spot change. When this happens, your child's math class might be getting taught by a certified teacher who is typically teaching science. When there is an unfilled teaching position in GISD, the students suffer the most because they lose valuable instruction time from teachers. Unfilled cafeteria positions slow down the lunch line and students have less time to eat. Unfilled bus driver positions slow down the speed of getting all students home. The reason we have unfilled positions in GISD is because people are not applying to the low-paying jobs in GISD, and the people that do usually have the option to take jobs at higher-paying districts. We don't pay substitutes competitively enough to have enough subs, so I cover my teaching partner's class when she is absent, as do most teachers in GISD. On those days, I have had 50-plus students in my classroom. The scenario happens all over GISD. Our students need and deserve more time from the teachers. Teachers want to help. This is a conservative town, and a majority of GISD employees are conservative, just like the rest of Hood County. But we can't help with teaching the good, ethical, conservative values because we are fighting uphill against a lack of resources that aren't available right now. And the reason that they are not available right now is because rather than join together as a community to lift up our education in Granbury, we are arguing over books. Please stop with this book witch hunt and turn your attention to the lack of resources in Granbury schools. It is causing us to lose our best teachers, lose a high number of teachers, and leaves us unable to compete to hire teachers. So there aren't enough teachers in classes to teach the good conservative values we all want to protect. Vote yes to the VATRE, vote yes to the bond, and vote yes to more teachers in our classrooms. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. At this time, we will move to consider the actions that items discussed in the closed session.
Thank you, Madam President. You have before you the HR report provided by Wes Jones and the staff in our Human Resources Department. It is a recommendation of administration that you approve as presented.
Do I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that we accept the staff recommendations given to us in closed session.
I have a motion by Ms. Townsend. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Ms. Gore. Excuse me. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, show of hands. Opposed, same sign. Let the record show 6 for, no against, 1 absence. Then we will move on to item number 10, the consent agenda items. Does anybody want to remove anything or discuss anything on the consent agenda items?
Yes, I'd like to pull 10A and talk about it.
We're not, you will speak at the end of the meeting?
Ms. Shelander?
I don't understand your agenda.
Yeah, please don't disrupt the meeting. There will be, if it was off the agenda, it'll be this, it'll be at the end if it wasn't at the beginning. I haven't seen the cards, but she was clear. Please sit down and stop disrupting the meeting.
At this time, anybody want to pull anything for special consideration off of the consent agenda item, which is approve board minutes from August 21st, August 23rd, and September the 11th meetings, consider out-of-state travel requests for Granbury MCJROTC, consider Regional 11 ESC amended services contract, consider budget amendments, consider utility costs, consider MOU between Granbury ISD and Texas Commission of Law Enforcement, and that's it.
Yes, I'd like to pull out 10A, the minutes from the meeting on the 21st.
All right. Anybody want to pull out anything else or speak to it?
I want to talk about the budget amendments when we have that time, but I will.
Yep, you can speak to it now if you don't want to pull it out, whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll speak to it real quick, and then we can get back to the next one. Okay, On the budget amendment, it's always my pleasure every month to talk about how our community has helped Granbury ISD, and we have several donations that were given this past month. From the Granbury Optimist Club, they gave $360 to fill the athletic freezers with peanut butter and jelly frozen sandwiches, which the athletes really appreciate. Also, Rhonda McElroy donated $2,000 to buy shoes for students in need that went through the junior optimist. Granbury Optimist Club also gave $334.71 to the GHS Band Student Activity Fund to help with their travel expenses for marching band. Russell Feed and Supply ended up giving $3,000 to the GHS FFA Student Activity Fund for T-shirt sponsorship. Reed Firm, Many Mansions, and Bonnie Halsey gave a combined $700 to the Student Activity Fund for the GHS Robotics team. The GHS Stowaway Booster Club donated $1,434 to the GHS Stowaways to fund the uniform items. Maverick Driving Academy and Debbie Murphy gave a total of $750 to the GHS Campus Activity Fund, which will be used at a later date for fireworks. The total that our community gave in donations of finances is $8,578.71. Please, if you have the opportunity to use any of those businesses or see any of those people, please thank them. Thank them so much, because it is the community that makes Granbury ISD. Go ahead.
I would like the minutes to accurately reflect the reason for abstaining from the vote about Walsh and Gallegos. It is not complete, and the reason is the firm presently had me under investigation for my library visit or under review of President Harrington's investigation. I have attempted to get information regarding this investigation from Walsh and Gallegos. When I contacted Attorney Joey Moore to find out more information, she refused to share the details with me unless President Harrington gave them permission to do so, which at the time President Harrington had not. Therefore, I believe my vote either way would possibly appear tainted due to this unfortunate and unnecessary circumstance. I'd like the minutes to reflect that, please.
Could you clarify what you want the minutes to reflect, which reason you don't want?
Because it was not complete within the minutes, so I would like the minutes to reflect why I abstained, and what I just read was the reason I abstained.
Typically, Ms. Lowry, we do not put the reasons in there, but we will go back and look at it.
I'd appreciate that, because there was some reason in there, but it was not the reason that I abstained.
All right. Any other comments you want to pull for comments? And I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Madam President, so moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Motion by Ms. Gore, second by Mr. Wembley. All in favor, show of hands. No, same way, let the record show, 6-0. Moving to consider nominations for Hood Central Appraisal District Board of Directors. Dr. Glenn.
Thank you, Madam President. This is the time of year when we have to nominate a new set of directors for the Hood Central Appraisal District. There are 10 entities that currently exist in the Hood Central Appraisal District, so that's everybody from the county, Hood County, to the city of Granbury, to Lipan City, Lipan ISD, Tolar City, Tolar ISD. It even includes some entities that are outside of Hood County, but they have, so like Bluffdale, Glen Rose, and Godley, they have a portion of their school districts that reside in Hood County, and so they are a part of HCAD as well. The Hood Central Board of Directors has 5 members. Their terms currently are not staggered, and so we have the opportunity tonight to nominate up to 5 individuals, 1 for each of the current seats that will be vacated at the end of this year. Again, tonight we're not voting or placing anybody on the HCAD board. We're simply presenting nominations up to 5, and then those nominations will be put together by our new HCAD director, and he will put a ballot together that I believe will be voted on in November, but he and the chairman of the board, Mr. Rodriguez, are here tonight if you have any questions. In fact, if you don't mind working your way this way, Mr. Rodriguez, I may let you speak into this as the chairman of the board of directors for HCAD.
Good afternoon, Board President, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent. My name is Eddie Rodriguez. I am the HCAD Board Chairman. The following members have expressed interest and would like to continue serving on the HCAD Board. Those members consist of Monty Lewis, Ron Sutton, Rick Fry, and myself. The only other interest that I have received from the public is the name of Tim Hallman, and that's what I have. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Can you clarify just when the actual ballot will go out? Is that November or December?
I will have to get back.
You can probably look behind you at Jeff, and I bet he knows off the top of his head.
November.
November.
Yeah, once we get all the other entities get their nominations in, like you're doing tonight, then he'll generate that for you.
And it's a 2-year term, correct?
That's correct.
And so are there any plans from HCAD to make it a staggered term so it's not fruit basket turnover every 2 years?
That's a good question. There is some time constraints on that. Superintendent, right now, it's we will. That's one of our next goals as a board of directors is to make staggered terms for the next board members. I think we have to have. Let me get some notes here real quick and open those up, and I'll give you the dates on that. So, official copy of resolutions providing for staggered terms adopted by the governing body of a taxing unit must be filed with the chief appraiser of the appraisal district after June 30th and before October 1st of a year in which board members are to be appointed or the resolution is ineffective. Before October 5th of each year in which board members are to be appointed, the chief appraiser shall determine whether a sufficient number of taxing units have filed valid resolutions proposing a change to staggered terms for the change to take effect. So it is a really short deadline for us to try to get that done during this next time for these board members, but we're going to try to shoot for that staggered terms.
Perfect.
With that said, that means that 2 of the members that will be appointed, that y'all appoint, will have to go to a 1 year, and the remaining members will go to 2 years, and then from there, it would be staggered terms.
And y'all work that out amongst yourselves?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there any other questions for Chairman Rodriguez?
Will you draw lots for who will have 1-year terms or 2-year terms, or
yes,
how will that be determined?
It would either be drawn lots if nobody volunteers for that 1-year term. My intention is to continue on the HCAD board as a board president, and some of the goals for this upcoming year will be to create staggered terms, also create board policies and procedures, And we're in the process of making a change to our H-CAD website, so those are some of the changes that we're going to be making. And I'd like to stay on the board to see some of those changes into fruition.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you for being here tonight. Mr. Rodriguez, also congratulations. Mr. Law, first day on the job. We're glad to have you here as well. Trustees, this is a nomination that is at the pleasure of the board, discretion of the board, so there is no administrative recommendation.
I'll open the floor for discussion by board members.
Madam President, I would like to nominate Eddie Rodriguez and Rick Fry out of the 5 that we can nominate.
Can we add to that, or is it a separate motion we need to?
No, you just nominate and then we'll make a motion after.
I would like to add Scott Bradley, Mark McDonald, and Ron Sutton.
The last one, I didn't write fast enough.
Ron Sutton.
Thank you. Anybody have anybody else they'd like to add before?
Yes, I've got 3 names I'd like to add. Jerry Lear, L-E-H-R. Larry Stewart. And Rod Litke, L-I-T-K-E.
And we now have 8 people before us. We'll take them, only can nominate 5, so we will take each one at a time as they were presented.
Can we have discussion first? I'd like to know what the...
Absolutely.
I recommended Eddie and Rick because they've been on the board. I've talked to them before. I understand their job. I would like to know the others, who were nominated, why you chose them and what the background might be to help me understand which ones to go for.
All right.
Madam President, I talked to Scott Bradley. He is a long-term Granbury resident, has kids in the GISD. He's in the finance business, understands the H-CAD policies on both sides, and he's motivated to serve.
And I spoke with Mark McDonald. He also has a student in GISD. He has experience working with Fortune 500 companies and also in real estate.
And how about Mr. Sutton?
Yeah, he's a current member.
member. All right. Ms. Lowry?
The best thing I can say about these gentlemen is they're fine gentlemen. They would do a great job on the board.
Thank you. We will begin with the, we will only pick 5. Should we do it by? Okay. All right. Yeah.
If I have a question for Mr. Rodriguez, can I ask?
Yes. Mr. Rodriguez, will you come back to the podium, please?
Did you say that Ron Sutton expressed interest or he did not?
He did express, and I just want to remind that the board, that members have certain qualifications, requirements. I'm looking for those requirements right now as we're speaking. It's a letter that was sent to y'all. Just remember that the individuals can't be an employee of any of the taxing units. I'm sure y'all got that in your notes, and it's just a clarification that some of those nominations can't be an employee of a taxing unit, but they can be an elected official of those taxing units, such as school board member, city councilman, or commissioner.
So what I'm understanding you to say is if someone works for the county, works for the city, or works for the school district, they cannot be on the board.
That is correct.
Okay.
I'm not aware of any of these nominations that but I'm not familiar with the people that Mrs. Lowry nominated, so I don't know there if any of them are.
I don't know.
You don't know if they're employees of any of those entities?
No, I don't.
Okay, I will entertain a motion for 5 individuals that this board will nominate for members of the Hood County Appraisal District.
Madam President, I'd like to move that we nominate Rick Fry, Eddie Rodriguez, Ron Sutton, Scott Bradley, and Mark McDonald.
A second.
I have a motion by Courtney Gore, a second by Billy Wimberly. Further discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, same sign. Let the record show it will vote 5-1 with Mrs. Lowry voting no. Okay, we'll move to the next agenda item.
Could I ask one more thing about the Hood County stuff? I was told that the financial director and the superintendent are the ones that will have information.
We're not to financial yet, Ms. Lowry.
No.
It's about, she said about
It has
H-CAD.
to do with the Hood
Okay.
County. The amount of money that the school district got back, when will you be telling the taxpayers some information about that? Where will it go? How's it going to be spent?
So we've received the money. It was accrued in the 2023 budget, which closed on August 31st. And so it was put back into general fund. And I believe Mr. Whitefield reached out to auditors to specifically ensure that it went to the correct account. But it closed out with the August 2023 books. And so it'll be reflected in this year's audit.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the campus improvement plans. For 23-24, Tammy Clark.
I'm going to stay over here if that's okay.
That's okay with me.
All right. So thank you, Madam President. Normally, in a normal year, campus improvement plans would be starting to be written at the end of a year when we would get our data back, and campus principals would sift through their data, and they would be figuring out like what worked well, what areas are they going to focus on, and they would complete their campus needs assessment. And that campus needs assessment is usually due, and it was due this year again, before they went on break for the end of June. When they return back, then they start working with their teams, their admin team, and they start looking at their planning for next year to address those needs and link them to the district improvement plan goals. And we were doing our long-range planning, so they got our new goals to align with the new long-range planning goals. Those 4 goals came right when they were returning back. And then they had to still meet the needs that they weren't quite sure of because we still have only preliminary scores back from TEA. So it's been a challenge this year, but they have worked really, really hard, and they've met all of their timelines even without having all of the data in front of them. They prepared their campus plan at a glance so that you would have a one-pager on how they are attacking each of the district goals, the 4 goals that came out of long-range planning. You can see how much work has gone into that, marrying their what they need on their campus or what they perceive they need on their campus, and this is a work in progress. So as we get those numbers back, if they see some other things, they will add to their campus plan. They have the new long-range planning goals, the increased expectations of TEA, and the new accountability system, and meeting their needs, their students, and the families they serve. All of our campus principals are in attendance tonight if you have any questions regarding their specific plan, but it is recommended that the board approve the campus improvement plans as presented.
May I make one overall comment before Dr. H. really drills you? This strategic plan that we did this summer, this long-range planning we did, it was extensive. It had areas in it we've never really looked at before. And looking through these plans, every single one of our principals ended up doing what they needed to do to incorporate the new vision, the new mission, and the new long-range plan. So thank you. Thank you for the time you put into it. That was tough.
Thank you, Ms. Townsend. Trustees, we have all of our principals here with us tonight, and again, they put a lot of work into these plans. They worked, I'm sure, closely with their staff and also our administrative staff as well, and they're here to answer any questions that you have specifically related to their plans.
I just have a question for Tammy. These are preliminary scores, so then when the new scores come in, then will this all be revised?
Yes, they will be revising their goals as needed, especially with the Closing the Gap section. I will also be doing the district improvement plan next month. Hopefully we'll have all of the scores by then, and if not, then they will be finalized by the time that I give tape or report in January. But this is a living document, so at any time when something comes up as a need on their campus that's not written into their plan that requires attention, then they will be writing that into their plan as well. Yes, ma'am.
And is there a place where the community can take a look at all this to see what's going on their campus?
After it's approved tonight, these plans will be uploaded. After that, if there's anything that shifts, that doesn't necessarily get uploaded unless it's a big shift. And so this year, they might have a second upload. But yes, ma'am, that'll be on our website.
Thank you.
Just some very generic plans. First of all, I think it's terrible that you folks had to put all that energy into it, even though I know every principal who's been out on campus knows where the student weaknesses is without ever getting the data, but it's always good to have the data to back you up. So I understand that. Just some very generic things. The first thing I did today was ask Jamie Robinson, are you up to date on this plan? He smiled and said yes, but because he is a new principal and has hit the ground running, he assures me that the next time he sees me, he'll be able to speak to any of it. And the only thing I would recommend, Jamie, is from our strategic planning this year and from the response we've gotten from parents, maybe we'd like to look at expanding our CTE in some ways. There have been some very good discussion held during that strategic planning. And for STARS, I'm wondering if we can arrange some kind of internships or CTE options for those students, because those are the students most in need for some of those CTE courses. So just that brief statement. GMS, Dr. Jones, I love your parent involvement. I asked about the college tours and was told that you do that through your AVID program. I'm excited about us having junior high kids exposed to a college campus early enough so that they can realize that college is an option for any of them that really want it there, and I commend you on that. AMS, I didn't have much to say about yours except just keep doing what you're doing over there, Julie. Oakwoods, one of the things that's hard when year after year you are at a campus, how do you keep the momentum? And so keep those high expectations, because while we know perfection is never achieved, with perfection, your goal, that's how you get excellent. So keep it up, Ms. Gibson. Mambrino, again, you sat in the co-pilot seat a number of years, and you know what's going on out there. And I know that you've already looked at all the scores, you know where your weaknesses were, you know what's happening there. I expect this plan to be put in place so that you indeed will achieve what you want to achieve there. Bronner, you didn't address facilities, but I guess there's not a lot you can do about your portable buildings. Just to make the point that you have a lot of portables there. You need to address those and to make sure our parents realize that there is a secure way that you get those kids into the building and out of the building, because that's one of the things that we hear. And Bacchus. Oh, on page 6, you didn't put your percentage of low SES kids in there, and I know what you did. You put it in there, we're going to look it up and go back and put it in there. And the other thing is, I love what you're doing about parental involvement. I'd like to see more family nights and maybe some play days or something, because as those parents become more involved, we have seen scores go up. So if those parents claim your school, their students will do better, and I'm so pleased with the progress that y'all have made there and all of the parental involvement. With Emma, well, I'd like to see an evaluation follow-up, because how are we going to know how successful that's being? I'd like you to look at the kids who have been in your program at Emma, and how they compare to kids who were not in your program. And you'll have to get data from someplace else, but that's really the only real evaluation tool you have at Emma, because you know what they started with, and you know how whether or not they write their names or whether they can count to 10 or whatever when they start. And we see a lot of progress, and we even see some kids trying to read there, and that's wonderful. But let's find a way to find real data and make that comparison. Oh, did I run right past it? Well, I did. Yeah, it was right before Emma, right here. That's AMS. I will come talk to you. Obviously, I lost my tab. You'd think anybody with tabs that big could see them, but I'll stop. And I may stop by some of the others of you and just let you pick my brain. But overall, y'all did a great job of putting together plans that are difficult on good years. You're right, Ms. Clark. This year has been a nightmare. The one page that you gave to us that says what you're going to do was excellent. You did a great job of that. So congratulations to all of you. If any of you want to step up and tell us anything, you're welcome. Any other comments or questions from my fellow board members?
I have a question for the middle school principals. Either one of you can answer it. Explain to me Project Success that we're using as a CTE stepping point. And they look at each other.
All right, so Project Success is one of our CTE courses that allows our kids to engage in leadership discussions, project-based learning. They're doing a lot of technology skills within the classroom, engaging in different learning methodologies in the classroom, and just learning how to process the skills and different materials that are being taught. And so it's been an eye-opening experience for our new 7th graders coming in, because every 7th grader is taking this course, and we're excited about some of the things that they're already producing.
I was wondering if it was all the students, so everyone takes that.
Every 7th grader at GMS and AMS as well are enrolled in that course.
Excellent, thank you.
For those of you that don't know, we had 505 pages from these principals who with staff looked at exactly where they thought their needs were and how to best address them with whatever programs, and through the leadership of Tammy Clark and Stacy Brown and the other folks in the curriculum department. And I echo Ms. Townsend's comment about great job with aligning them with what our community decided this summer were goals that they thought would fit this district.
Ditto. Yes.
Amen.
It's really wonderful to see, and I know y'all spent a lot of time on this, and it's very much appreciated to see everything get tied into that strategic plan that we all spent so many hours on, that the community was involved in, and even our own students, and to see this come together kind of in this final package for us to move forward from here. It's just, thank you. Appreciate it.
Do I have a motion to adopt the campus improvement plans for the 23-24 school year as presented?
Madam President, I move that we approve the campus improvement plans for the 2023-24 school year.
A motion by Mr. Moore. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Third.
A motion by Ms. Gore, a third by Mr. Wimberly. It's getting late. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, same sign. Let the record show 6-0. And we will move to the reports. Mr. Dawson, the strategic plan update.
Madam President, Dr. Glenn, members of the board, it's my pleasure to give a very, very quick update on the progress of our strategic plan, as we just talked about, them being transitioned into our campus improvement plan. But since the strategic plan was approved on July the 17th, we've put many plans in action. So remember, this is just a 5-year plan, so it's going to take time to get through the entire plan over the next 4.5 years. But Dr. Deborah Brennan from Region 13 has charged us to keep our vision at the forefront, so here it is. Granbury ISD inspires excellence and empowers all students to be future-ready and positive contributors to our community. So just as a reminder, we have 4 areas of focus, or 4 strands: facilities, culture, human capital, and student achievement. The Long-Range Planning Committee was formed, and they met 5 times this summer. On August 8th, the LRPC obtained group consensus on the needs for a bond, and on August 21st, you approved the call for a $151 million bond. Factual information has begun being shared out with all families and with our communities. So what's next steps? Next steps is to hold that bond election on November 7th, develop a facilities committee that will discuss district needs and research potential projects, and will create plans for keeping the district facilities secured and maintained. So more from the facilities committee that will be housed there, just to evaluate those plans. But a dashboard has been created. Dr. Deborah Brennan came up and did a training with us, and so we're going to be able to track all of our progress through this dashboard. So each strand does have an area that we've created. Our staff and community have a quick glance at the progress, and as we take steps for each one of these strategies that are embedded into the strategic plan, we'll be updating that dashboard, as you can see on this slide. And so that's the facilities updates with the progress with the squares to the side. So our Granbury culture is our next strand. And so the culture accomplishments, we formed these 3 committees: Capturing Kids' Hearts Committee, Communications, and Culture. And during our summer trainings, all secondary staff went through the Capturing Kids' Hearts training. We've already had great feedback from our staff. Our next steps for the culture committee, or culture group or strand, dates are being set for each of those committee meetings. The communication committee will be working to align all the communication platforms for each campus. The culture committee will meet to research, develop, and create a guidebook for staff on preventing and addressing bullying. That was a big topic. But just to note, we do have strong systems and procedures in place that have been used for years. This is going to just enhance us and bring awareness to all of our staff. So there again, the dashboard is there to show our steps that we have taken so far. Human capital focus has started off strong with several accomplishments. So this summer, the human capital team discussed and recommended a way to secure funding for teacher raises. That was approved on August 21st, board meeting. A job fair and recruitment committee has been formed along with the mentor committee to revise and align our work to support first and second year teachers, which is very exciting. So our coaching sessions have begun, and to improve instruction, and our administrators have completed their self-assessment and goal setting for the year. The next steps for human capital is to plan those job fairs coming up, consider successful recruitment ideas, create some surveys to gather data, and once completed, implement the new mentoring program. In our dashboard for the human capital, you can see on this slide, it's visibly had a lot of progress. We've really gained a lot of traction just in our beginning months of starting that. Lastly is our student achievement. Our curriculum team has worked hard this summer to train all of our K through 2 teachers in benchmark phonics curriculum, along with all instructional support teams, and using data to drive instruction. Our next steps for our student achievement group is to establish that high-quality instruction committee and design a walkthrough form that's going to capture benchmark phonics implementation and to gather data for improvement. You can see the dashboard for student achievement, and you can see that we're already making good progress there. But like all the others, it's going to be a long way over the next 4.5 years, so please do not hesitate to reach out to one of us if you have specific questions regarding the strategic plan, and that is your strategic plan update. Thank you.
And you said these dashboards, they're available online for the public to see. Are they already online?
I believe so, yes.
Awesome.
Should be.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions or discussion by the board? We'll move to the financial statements. Mr. Whitefield.
Thank you, Madam President. Board, in front of you do have the financial statements for the month ending August 31st, 2023. You can see that these are the financials that are accrued through September 1st, 2022 and August 31st, 2023. Revenue collected to date equals 100.5% of the budgeted amount compared to 100.94% in the 21-22 year. And expenditures to date represent 98.65% of the budgeted amount compared to 97.29% in 21-22. You do have the summary there behind there, and you can see that this is August 31st, and this will be our audit. This will change during the audit season. There will be some accruals that are posted, and there will be some state accrual revenues that will be posted during the audit, and these numbers will change, but this is a preliminary August 31st financial.
Any questions or comments? Good job again, and once again, we expect a clean audit.
Yes, ma'am.
Cash flow and investment report.
Yes, ma'am. Board, in front of you, you do have the cash flow and investments for August 31st, 2023. You can see that in August, we did get $181,545.08 in interest for that month, for a total of the year, over the total year, for $2,494,610.50, considerably better than the previous 2 years.
Yes, but then guess what? Don't try to buy a house.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. I still need to buy.
Oh, excuse me. But if you want to buy a house, see Mr. Moore. That concludes the business that we addressed tonight. We will go back to our open forum, and each of you will have 1 minute to speak on whatever your topic is that was not of the business tonight. Your first speaker is Ms. Shelander. If you'll come forward, give your name and address, and If somebody help her with that mic, please.
I'm just going to take it off.
Since I only have 1 minute, I guess I'm not going to tell you what I had to speak tonight. I believe on your form it said 2 minutes at the bottom.
If you'll state your name.
Oh, that's right.
And your address, please.
Sharon Sheelander, 4514 Blue Hill Court.
And your time will start.
Since I only have 1 minute, I guess I can't really tell you what I was going to say tonight. Your form at the bottom when we sign up says 3 minutes. I don't know what's happened to our 3 minutes. All of a sudden, the last 2 meetings has been 1 minute. I'd like to see that our secretary of the board could understand that 8 comes between 7 and 9, and maybe if that doesn't, we're not able to speak then, maybe it should be moved to the correct place on the agenda so everybody's aware of when we can speak. I don't know, one of the things I had to say tonight is I put in a PIR on August 31st. I haven't heard back from it. Obviously, some people don't get them as quick as others. You know, like some videos and that got back out within days. I don't even know where to start. I was going to talk to you about the grievances that were done and the 7 of us that were awarded without merit on our grievances. I was going to explain to you exactly what that was, but obviously I don't have time. I don't understand exactly how you can change the agenda, change the times when it says on there 3 minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Sheelander. Monica Brown. Will you fix the mic again for her? Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Monica Brown, 3135 Brazos River Drive in Granbury. I've been speaking here since the infamous being thrown under the bus by the superintendent on the book review committee over a year ago. This was Constitution Week, and 9/11 was a day we came here for grievance meetings, and we were shut down and not allowed to speak. First Amendment rights were violated in a big way, and I hope the teachers here connect with that and realize that it's not the way it should be. Another historic thing happened this week. 900 families joined a homeschooling group. So we've hit 900 here. I didn't even start the group. That's 900. And that doesn't include the private schools. So we need to care about every kid in this district and recognize that many of you, including trustees, have had kids in both homeschool, private school, and other options. So that it's not all about a set of children. And it should have a more ethical view of the entire community and not just certain ones. And I am definitely not for the unethical behavior that's been happening with Dr. Glenn and Mr. Wimberly and Dr. Harrington.
Charles Baird.
Good evening. My name is Charles Baird. I live at 4220 Seabiscuit Drive in Granbury. I would like to address the board to remember that we need to get rid of this whole book situation out. We need to sit down a week, go down there with both parties, videotape it, watch it, make say everything, have a committee on both sides, and then turn around and allow the public to decide what's going on here before all this bickering and heckling goes on. It's very irresponsible for all parties. I also am very disgraced to find out I fought for a country that we, the people's voices, are not heard. It is discouraging. I do believe that even though Texas does have the right to do what they're doing and engaging and giving criminal justice charges, they also have to realize the federal government does the same too for the violations of people's rights. And lastly, I just want to praise all the teachers in here. I do believe they definitely deserve raises if it's available. We need to also get rid of 2 terms because people change as they're coming through here. We need to change leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mark Lowry.
Mark Lowry, 3712 Lonesome Creek Road, Granbury. Contrary to popular belief, my wife and I do not dislike public schools, and we do not dislike children and teachers. I love the first part of this meeting when we recognize the educators. You're putting your all into it. You're sacrificing so much, and we truly, truly understand that, appreciate it. So my biggest concern is the issue with the Raptor, the gross mismanagement of the Raptor system. On August 2nd, a parent of GISD student visited GISD High School, followed all the requirements for visitation, went through the Raptor system. Within a few hours, this parent's name, picture, and video was put on social media with a narrative that suits the social media warriors. Parents and citizens, be aware, if you visit GISD property and staff members does not like you, your child, or approve of your position on a matter, they can and will leak your name, photo, video, and community, and attach any narrative they want despite it. And ladies, I do not know how you can stand there and listen to the way these men have spoken to women and not be outraged. It just amazes me in today's world.
Jerry Daughtry.
Jerry Doherty, 8806 Rosedown Court, Granbury, Texas. We've heard a call tonight from many people for unity, and I'm all in favor of unity, but my conclusion is that it's the behavior of the board majority here that prevents us from having that unity. And Dr. Glenn, I don't know for sure whether you're the driving force behind that or if you're just been swept up in all of this. But I do know that I have talked to you on 2 different occasions about the matter that your preferences don't supersede policy. And I could explain that again to you tonight, but I'm not going to because I can't make you understand it tonight. And as far as the rest of the board is concerned, we had 3 of you on the night of the censure motion that made a case for the fact that it was nothing but he said, she said, and then another one made a case for the fact that it was just a failure to communicate. It does not take mental giants to know that when you make those kind of cases where you admit that you have no evidence, that you don't have a motion to make either.
Carmen Phillips.
Carmen Phillips, 3000 XA Meyer Road. And I'm going to change how I was going to do this, but after being in here 23 years, I want to thank y'all. Think y'all do an amazing job. A lot of work goes into what you guys do, and I've always been very proud of our board. Thank you. And my grandson, very excited about his fist bump first day of school, so he couldn't wait to tell me, Dr. Glenn, fist bump. The main thing I want to say is we need to move forward for our students, our families, and GISD staff. We have a dedicated staff here at GISD that care deeply about your students, our students. Let's band together and get our students out of our crowded campuses, give our staff the raises that they so deserve, and get back to our small town values and quit listening to all the negative. It is ruining our community. We need to move forward. Students, success needs to come first. Thank you.
Thank you. Tony Mobley. I don't see him. We had one other individual. Oh, all right. Okay, we had one other individual sign up to speak, but he did not complete his form, so he'll have to take his time another night. That concludes this evening, and the board is, after a really great night, thank all of you for being here. This meeting is adjourned at at 7:45.
Thank you, Lord.